right, guys, welcome back to the best podcast in the world. We're here for I don't know what episode, but we've done a few so far, and we got a special guest today, Mr. Urbina himself.
How's it going, guys?
Urbina Records.
Yes, in the house.
You know, by now you know the rest of us, but you know, Urbina, I want to jump into it, dog. You've been doing some good music now for a while, and I remember like the first time that I kind of like realized, I'm like, holy shit, this dude is doing it, and he's doing it good. I was just going through my Instagram one day and I heard a song and I was like, kind of just, you know, like when you listen to a good song, you kind of like jamming your head a little bit. And I'm like, I'm like, what is this? Oh shit, that's Urbina? Yeah. So like, tell us about it. What's going on with you, man?
Yeah, well, I mean, lately it's just been planning and just trying to find a way to get to the next level, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because, you know, me and my brother, we started off back in high school, 2016, 2015. And we're just pushing a lot of, you know, songs out, and it got to a point where it's like it's not that it gets repetitive, but it gets to a point where, okay, you need to settle down a little bit, you know, regather everything and see what you could do, you know, to make that make your sound, make your look, you know, everything. The quality has to step up more than quantity, you know what I mean? So that's what we're doing right now.
Talking about quality, where do you feel like your quality is at these days compared to like when you first started?
Well, I feel like right now we're trying to focus the quality into, you know, doing shows and like into the vision, making sure, like, slowing things down and making sure everything's better than just, you know, pushing things out. So I guess the vision.
Quality over quantity.
That's the key right there.
That's the key right there. Yes, sir.
Slow and steady builds you up.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a real thing, man.
Let's talk about that new song, though.
Oh, Enseñame Mama?
Yes.
That one's a banger, bro.
Banger.
For sure.
Yeah.
That was
we actually, that song is... that song is like about a year old, huh? About like a year old. We just hold on to it for a while. Most of the songs that we drop are like a year old or like half a year.
Why is that though? Why do you hold on to them?
The main reason is because we do a song and then we work on another song and then we work on another song, so we kind of like stack up and we forget about it. So eventually it comes back again and it just feels like the right time to drop it. It's like a feeling, but usually that feeling takes like a while. Sometimes like a week, sometimes like a year. Months, but
do you feel like that process? Do you feel like that process like makes the songs just that much better?
Yeah,
you like leave it off and then start a new one, then come back to it.
Yeah, because sometimes even when you record it, like it doesn't feel right. You know, like you need to work on a couple things. Just like you said, sit on it for a little bit, come back to it, re-record some parts, and you know. You build the feeling of, oh, this is gonna be good. You know what I mean? Yeah, because you like sometimes, like I said, some songs are just like you record it within that day, the next week you drop it, or next 2 weeks you drop it, just because it feels good. But sometimes like you have to sit on it, really let it marinate. You know what I mean?
Just so like your essays, you back in college, you know, you gotta procrastinate a little bit.
You went to college?
Yeah.
No, I was kidding.
Yeah.
So what are your inspirations that you use to write your music? Like what are your
my inspirations?
Your past life, or you know, do you use someone else's life?
Honestly, most of my music is like 50%. You know, it comes from personal stuff. Other stuff comes from other people's, you know, perspective and different stuff. Or sometimes like I dream about something and I just write about it.
What was the inspiration for your new song?
Enseñame Mama. Shit. Well, like I said, I wrote that one like about a year ago, so I forgot.
You know where you remember that?
I was sipping.
How much cap is in your songs? No,
I mean, it's about obviously like Enseñame Mama. Let me try to recap that song real quick. I guess like a breakup and trying to relearn how to love again and just, you know.
You mind sharing who hurt you?
Honestly,
that's too much. That's too much.
No, like I said, that song was honestly, I don't think it was anything personal. I think that song I just came up with just because I thought it would you know, be cool to come up with some shit like that.
In general.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just got these things loaded.
Exactly.
Speaking of that, like you said, you didn't release a song for a year, so you have like a rack of songs that are completely ready to go, and you just release them when you feel the time is right.
Yeah, or sometimes I just never release them.
Really?
Yeah.
Because
I feel like I mean, I feel like it just outdates the sound I was going for at the time. That it just never gets released. Or maybe what I actually do is take some parts from that song and put them into a new song, which is like basically recycling the lyrics or the melodies into a new song. So those don't go to waste. You know what I mean? But there are a bunch of songs, handful of songs that I just never release. But I do recycle words, you know, phrases, melodies into new songs. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
So
how long
going back
is-
to it,
Dig? I'm just kidding.
going back to it, like we got Speedy's take. If you guys haven't seen that episode, we did an episode with Speedy, Young Speedy Beats. Check it out. Dope ass video. Going back to it though, we asked Speedy the same question, but like, what do you think about like the whole video shoot of Travesitas?
Oh, that shit was lit. Yeah. Since we did use the same videographer, director, George Orozco, there was a better chemistry versus the first time. The first time was, you know, like with Mimosas. We were trying to figure out, you know, how to work with each other and stuff like that. But the second time it felt more smooth. We really understood what we wanted, you know, him as a director versus my brother as an artist. And the music video was just fun, you know what I mean? Like the first one was fun, like the Mimosa was fun, but the second one just felt natural, you know what I mean? There's no, at least in our part. When you're behind the camera, it's always, you know, it's always struggling. It's always like trying to figure out how to make it look good. But yeah, it was fun. That music video was dope.
I feel like shooting music videos is pretty
It's
fun.
cool.
Yeah, we can. Yeah,
All
for
the
real.
snow
It
bunnies,
looks
huh?
fun too, yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah.
Just saying.
So, I want to say, like, I think my personal favorite video that you have is the song you did, I think a while back, All In.
All
You know, when you're in the studio, it's
Caesar's
just you.
favorite song too.
Yeah, for real. You know, you have the Malays.
He sings
can't
it in the
play
shower,
sweater.
fool.
What was the inspiration for that song, All In?
All in is just what it is. You're going all in into what you want to do, regardless of what it is. You know what I mean? Like, there's nothing that's gonna stop you from achieving what you want to do. And that song, well, like I said, to break it down personally, that song is for me is like going all in with my music. Got the Modelo's on deck. Or what?
I guess so.
That would have hit the ring light. That would have been.
We got our bartender ready.
Well, there's no one behind the camera. They're just flying over here, bro.
We
You
got
gotta drink them though. You can't just leave them
Yeah,
closed.
Oh.
Here.
I got mine right here.
Sergio's empty. There we go. Oh.
No, but all in that song is like I said, going all in with my music. No holding back, no plan B. Like you can't settle. You know what I mean? Like that's what that song is for me.
Is it kind of like a similar difference? Like, cause you and your brother have Urbina Records, right? Like,
Yes.
Is that why you guys are going like all in?
Yeah. Well, yeah. Urbina Records is just what the name we came up as the foundation of where we record and stuff like that. That's what it started off with. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's what we're going for. You know, sticking to our name, sticking independently. Because eventually we are gonna need that, you know, that help, like, you know, like management and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But as far as like labels and reaching out, handouts and stuff like that, like we're not looking for that. We're looking for everything 100% independent, and yeah, just see how it goes from there.
As far as having your own record company, what do you think is going to be more satisfying for you? Do you think it's going to be pulling a big artist into there, or you think it'll be kind of creating your own, someone who blows up?
It's not really like a label. We just do it as a team.
Yeah.
We just call it Urbina Records, just because, you know, we thought it sounded cool having records after Urbina.
No, that's true.
But it's not necessarily
Yeah.
like a label. We're not trying to bring in people. If we do bring in people, it's not like under, like, we don't have them sign anything. They're not under our name. We don't own anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're just part of the team. You know what I mean? So it's more of a team than
It's like a word of mouth.
I guess that kind of moves the question over, though, is like, would you want to work with somebody that's already a big rapper and kind of, or not a rapper, just a big artist and kind of bring them in? Or do you want to kind of find someone and have them work with you and all of a sudden this guy blows up?
Yeah, I mean, if they want to, you know, it's up to them.
Yeah.
I wouldn't really offer it. Like, if anything, I'll tell them to do their own thing, like just the way we're doing it. Like, you know, we're not trying to be the number one. You know what I mean? There's no point in being number one. Like, it's better to have everyone be part of the same thing. So I feel like that's what I would do if I were to collab. But definitely, yeah, collab with a bigger artist.
Yeah.
And regardless if they take off or I take off in their career, it doesn't matter, as long as we all know each other connection. Because if he makes it, then we make it. If I make it, then they make it.
So, yeah, the
all
new
about
song
the
needs to have
journey.
Carol G on
Yeah.
there. Carol G will be perfect on there.
Fire.
Carol G, Bad Bunny, or Raul Alejandro.
Or Steiny?
Ooh, Steiny. How much auto-tune you gonna use?
If you ever need like a hype girl for your music videos or anything like that, like, fucking this guy right here.
Here for cheerleader.
Shirt off and everything.
Halloween's coming up.
Yeah, if we go get in your furry
No.
costume.
All right.
Homie Steiny drank 3 beers, got fucked up. All of a sudden, he
Oh,
threw it
really?
up outside and
We're gonna
shit.
pull him
But,
out of the podcast in 11 minutes.
bro, he threw up on his white shoes.
Oh yeah, you guys are funny, huh?
This guy.
He threw up. Hammered. But
Alright.
I'm kind of excited because we brought in one of my top artists, like from like around the area. I feel like when he decided to rap, he was like, "Bro, I'm gonna make you a rap. I'm gonna make you a rap for Malays." You remember he wrote that shit,
Yeah.
and he's like, "I'm gonna rap." And at first I was like, "Bro, you're crazy as fuck." What the fuck? Like I thought he smoked something or something. But then when he showed me the rap and he went lyric by lyric, it was pretty damn good.
Yeah.
And then you see him like, I'm gonna make my first song. Same thing in my head. I was like, bro, you stop bullshitting. Makes his first song. Drops a concert. Drops another song. Another song. Another song. And shit just keeps getting better. And like at first, I would listen to it because you were my boy. But it just kept getting so good. Like it kept getting good. And everybody's just gonna like say I'm bullshitting, but when he dropped All In, not just because he was wearing my shit, I could really fuck with that song.
Yeah.
I play that shit on regular. My daughter be banging out to the song. I play All In and it's like everybody's jamming out to the song. You've been through this whole journey from like when you were recording in your room. Same thing like Speedy. Him and Speedy they're brothers, so you gave up your own room. You gave up your bed. You gave up a lot of shit for this like journey, you know?
Yeah.
We all give up a lot of things in order for us to do what we love in this life, you know? Do you feel it's paid off?
Not yet. Obviously, you know, I haven't. Not that the goal is to, you know, become famous, rich, and all that stuff, but I still feel like I haven't really. I mean, I already met a lot of goals, but I feel like I haven't even reached the beginning of my career, and the potential I have hasn't even, you know, peaked yet. It's still climbing up right now. There's a song I listen. It's by Russ. He says, "There's no destination. The journey is everything." Meaning that like you can't really have a destination. Like your life can end tomorrow. So if you have a, you know, destination, then
It's incomplete.
yeah, it's gonna be incomplete.
So
As long as you enjoy everything, and like I said, the journey. Like you gotta experience the journey, and within that journey, like that's where you find like, you know, your happiness and stuff like that. So
You wrote that? You wrote a Malays rap?
Malays.
Yeah.
that was his first rap.
For real?
I put that on.
Yeah.
Can we get it right now?
Nah, I forgot it.
You forgot.
No, but when he
Yeah.
made All In, like he really like
Yeah, well,
respected the brand enough
Yeah,
to where
yeah.
he wore the sweater. Like majority of the shit was with the sweater, and I'm pretty sure Soul Thread feels the same way as I do.
Yeah.
Like,
Bless
bro, that shit was a blessing.
Yeah, I even had a little section where I just did like a promo, I guess, for the sweater and shit.
which
like that.
was pretty fucking legit, but
I want to hear that Malays rap though.
it just keeps getting better. Like your last song, fucking good, dude. And you were like, I like how you threw in the Spanish in there,
Yeah.
because I know like
Yeah, that's my
We're-
first Spanish song, bro.
Really?
yeah, like where we
Really?
like
Yeah.
We're from,
my
like-
my brother does most of the Spanish shit.
Oh yeah, he
Okay.
does.
Like-
but-
I told your brother, dog, like where we're from and like how we grew up and all that shit just makes sense. Like it makes perfect sense for you to rap in Spanish, you know.
Mhm.
So I was kind of excited for that. I see you working with Georgia Roscoe. I see you doing all these cool things that you know they're big, but like the people around you never notice how big they are up until they like do their homework and they're
Yeah.
like, oh damn, Jerry's doing this. Like what the fuck? I went to school with that motherfucker.
Very, very quick, talking about Georgia Roscoe. Back in 2017, I went to a Ford concert, and well, that's how we knew of George, because he directed for like all his music videos went from George. And at the time, obviously, we didn't know each other. Like, but I knew him, he didn't know me. And I took a picture with him, and me and my brother will always talk about, damn, we're gonna work with George one day. Like, you know, he's gonna shoot one of our videos one day. And, you know, we kind of manifested, you know, because we just didn't say it. We worked for it, you know. We said it, and then we did our own music videos. We put our own work, and like I think it was like 3 to 4 years later, that's when we met. A funny thing too, we met through I was playing Fortnite, And one of my homies invited him, and then he's like, I was like, oh shit, the fuck is that him? He's like, yeah, that's George. And then, you know, we started, you know, talking, we started playing and shit. And he came over and he's like, oh shit, I fuck with you guys' music. And then we're like, we didn't really push it, but eventually, you know, we worked together and
built a connection where like
Fortnite,
he was like
bro.
it came out of him
Yeah,
as opposed to pushing upon him.
yeah, it's pretty cool.
That's pretty dope.
Yeah.
So it's called the come up because we want to get the people on their way up as opposed to when they already made it. So we could understand, like, not saying you're whack or anything. We could understand that you're on a journey or a path where you're along the way to like blowing up. You know what I'm saying? What is the one thing that you feel like is gonna push you to where you need to be?
It's just consistency. Right, I feel like right now that's what a lot of people lack. I feel like people have, well, as far as me, I believe I have the talent. I just feel like I'm not consistent with it, and that just comes with, you know, discipline of waking up every day and wanting it as bad as you want it that one time. Like, just pick a day. I usually pick a day where I'm like, damn, today I feel like I really want it. If you're to have that feeling every single day, then I feel like that's what's really gonna push me into the next level, like you said.
You know what? One thing that everybody who comes on here says, they all say the same thing, Doug. They
Really?
all say consistency.
Yeah.
It's
And that's what it is.
it's true.
It's like a job. Like,
Yeah.
you go to your job every day, working 8 hours. Why not do that with your passion?
Yeah, make your passion
Yeah.
9 to 5. You'll be
Mhm.
successful. Yeah,
Exactly.
100%.
Is
So
there
I
any-
feel like that's what well, at least I'm missing. But I feel like that's a general thing that people could use to push themselves to the next level.
Has there been any like doubts like in your in this career? Like, has there been any like, damn, dude, like I don't think I'm gonna make it or anything like that?
Oh yeah, definitely. Especially like in the entertainment, you know, business. I feel like
Yeah.
it's hard, you know. Regardless how good you are, like, I feel like it's a mix between talent, consistency, and luck. You know what I mean? Like, because there's a lot of people who put in the work every single day, like we said, but just somehow they're
They're just
still,
missing that
yeah.
little bit of talent right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I had doubts, you know, in the beginning when I first started making music. Even now, like right now, I feel like my music is good, but in 2 to 3 years, I'm gonna look back and like, damn, I wasn't that good. You know what I mean?
But that's what makes you great,
avoid it,
though.
but-
Like,
Yeah.
like I always look back at my old shit when I made clothes
Mhm.
from back in the day, and at the time when I made that shit, I was like, fire,
yeah.
you know. And then you're like 5 years later, you're like, what the fuck was I thinking at that point in my life,
Yeah.
you know? And you start realizing that when you first start something, is the people that support you the most and really
Exactly.
care about you, that really support you. But then you look like 3 or 4 years later on, it's people catching on to what the original idea, but you just got that much better.
Nurturing your idea, I guess you could say. Like, even though it might not be that good, you gotta believe it that it is until it is good. You know what I mean? Because if you have doubts, even though you have a good idea, and when you draw it out, when you put it out, it's not as good as what you thought it is. You can't really have doubts, because if you put it out and it's like, damn, this just, you know, whatever, like, it's gonna be whatever. But if you put it out with like 100% confidence, even though it's not that good, eventually it is. You know, you're gonna mature that idea into what it really is. You know what I mean? So
You're in the room with 2 other people that have the same vision you do, want to get to the same place that you do. There's times where, like, when I'm making clothes, I go in this like place where like I have no ideas, and I'm like mind fucked for a few months, you know. But you have the privilege to have Speed, Jay, and other people walking inside your studio, which it's at your house right now, but you have other people walking like along you know what I'm saying? So what do you feed off of them? Do you pick up ideas?
oh yeah, it definitely like motivation into, like, you know, if I'm not having if I have writer's block, or if I just don't know what kind of, you know, music I want to do next and stuff like that, like, definitely hearing my brother and Jay do their music really gives me an idea. Like, it's more like friendly competition. It's not like I want to do a song better than that, but at the same time, it's like I hear a song and it's like, damn, it's good. It's like I want to make a good song too. You know what I mean? Regardless of the genre, you know, Spanish or English, like hearing them make a good song makes me want to make a good song. Or hearing someone that they're working with it's good. I'm like, damn, like they're making good songs. Like I need to fucking catch up. You know what I mean?
I got a question for you. When you did your first show ever, were you like, how were you feeling? Walk us through that.
Were you nervous?
Were you nervous?
Our first show,
Were you shitting a break?
nah, nah, cause I was always confident. Like
Okay.
in high school, well, I did fucking show choir and band,
Okay.
so I'm used to being in front of a crowd. So, but I mean, it is different when it's your own song and you're the only one up there. That's the difference. But our first show was literally our cousins. I think we had it actually, we had it like right here around the corner, Hector's house.
I think I went there, dude.
Yeah, but our very first show, I think it was all like 5 to 10 people, and literally the 5 to 10 people were our cousins. You know what I mean? So I was performing in front of my cousins. But if we're talking about a crowd that that is kind of like not familiar faces.
Mm-hmm.
I think like a couple of weeks after that, we had a show at the same place at Hector's house, and it went from 10 people to like 60.
No, it went to 90, fool.
90? The
Yeah.
second one?
I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure I was there that day.
Yeah,
though.
when it went to 90, you were there.
I was, right?
remember.
Yeah. That shit was sick, dude.
Yeah. But yeah, it
Without that
felt
show.
good. Have you ever like when you're younger or even now like fucking perform a song or like listen to your favorite song and like you kind of like rapping, you kind of like vision yourself in front of the crowd, like if you were the artist, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That type of shit. So it felt good. It felt like that feeling.
I gotta
started to
get
come.
hammered to be on camera, so I can't relate.
But it felt like that. It felt good.
I bet that's it's gotta be a sick
Yeah.
ass feeling.
Yeah. And then after that, like the concert just getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Like, I think our biggest concert was the fourth one because started off with 10, 90, it hit 100, and the fourth one it almost hit close to 200, and that was at Drew's house. Yeah. Shout out Drew for having us there, but yeah, we almost hit 200 people at Drew's.
He was here on Tuesday.
Last Tuesday or this Tuesday?
No, this Tuesday.
Oh, shit.
He was here on Tuesday. He's got like this little concert at Polish Company.
Oh yeah,
He
right.
spoke about you guys. He spoke very highly of you guys, by the way. But I want to ask this question, and it might be out of pocket or whatever. I know you got a girlfriend, so you don't have to answer this
Not
if you don't
girlfriend.
want to. But when you make music videos and it's like something
Mm-hmm.
like to get a party going or anything, and you have girls in the video, does your girl ever trip out that you're gonna have other females in the video? Or-
Not really. No.
No.
Yeah, I do let her know that we're gonna have girls in the video. I'm gonna hit up girls. I'm gonna like, oh hey, you guys want to be in the video? Friendly. I'm not.
Respectfully,
Yeah,
yeah.
respectfully. I make sure. I say.
I like how you bring this up on me. I'm married, fool. Everybody
guy.
knows I'm married.
I make sure I have like
Check
a like a
Man.
professional. You get little paragraph and send it to them, making sure to let them know it's like a professional.
That it looks legit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's not like I'm just hitting up, type shit. So
Yeah, I feel like it's very important to be very professional
Yeah.
when you're like, hitting up, like.
because you want
models and stuff
at the end of the day, like, I mean, as an artist, like most artists, they want bitches and shit like that. But if you want people to come to your music videos and stuff like that, you want the respect. You know what I mean? You don't want people to look at you and like they don't really respect you because you don't give them that respect.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
Stan got no ass. What's going on with that?
Yeah, this guy.
Stan
You
got
see
no
the
booty.
internet when he was walking by?
Yeah, he was walking. So Stan was walking by. He got no booty. Let me tell you.
No,
Why are you
literally-
looking at his ass, bro?
Yeah.
Why?
Cause
Hey,
that.
you
What
gotta,
the
you
hell?
gotta do that. You gotta loosen
Stop
up.
it.
Yeah, what's
Top
going
button
on with that?
So,
You
put that extra button on.
Look at- But
Oh, he's
no,
off
I had to
the-
ask those questions because like if I ever wanted to be a rapper and or some shit like that, I'm already married, right? I got 2 kids, whatever. I would like to know how my girl would react. You know what I'm saying? Like, does she trip out on you going out? Like, does she trip out on you about doing concerts? Like, cause it's gonna get worse.
The worst. This guy.
It's
I
gonna-
mean,
it's
yeah.
gonna happen. Like, I hope you know that. Like, bitches are gonna throw thongs,
Yeah,
bras,
all that
all
shit.
kinds of weird shit.
You're gonna be up on stage dodging them and shit.
Bro, it's gonna happen though. You know what I'm
It's
saying?
just reality, you know what I'm saying?
Bro, it happens all the time. All kinds of famous artists get that kind of shit. Like, do you feel your girl would be able to understand all that?
I believe so.
I would like to ask that. Craig would believe you, but he wouldn't.
What? That's what?
If Craig got a thong threw at him right now, you'd be tripping.
I'd be tripping.
He's be tripping. You're fucking drunk, my guy.
I thought Craig was What are you doing, Craig?
Craig and
How dare
Dave.
you
Yeah,
get
we-
hit by that thong flying at you, bro?
So, grapevine type shit. We hear you having a concert.
sir.
Oh yeah,
Talk about that.
coming up.
Or not
Spooky
yet.
season and shit.
Yeah, so it's gonna be October 22nd. We called it Into the Void. At first, I was debating if I wanted to make it like a Halloween, like a costume party type shit. 'Cause last time we didn't really push the costume party, which was last year.
You should.
But a lot of people didn't want to come and show up as in their costume and shit.
What are you gonna be for Halloween?
That's a secret.
Yeah.
That's a
You guys will see.
Find
You guys
out.
will see.
We know what Snorlax is gonna be.
Bro, I was about to tell you, why you wearing your costume already? Aren't there not October 22nd, dog? Why are you wearing your costume? Through the Cowboys? Relax.
The Cowgirls?
No, but,
Who's gonna be like the big names part of the concert? Or
my brother Jay and I are the last three performers.
so you
Yeah.
got openers?
So the original plan was for this. We call it a festival because the original plan was to have an inside and outside stage. But unfortunately, we couldn't work out the inside stage, which is perfectly fine. But we called it a festival because eventually we're gonna want it, in the years to come, to expand it. Right now we're doing it at a house, so it's not like your ideal festival. People do it at big like,
Grounds and
grounds
shit
and shit
like
like
that,
that. But
In the desert.
yeah, but we want to call it festival because that's what we want it, like eventually we're gonna make it big, we're gonna make a multiple stages, stuff like that. So but we are starting earlier than usual. We're starting like around 2:30 or 3, so we're gonna have the chance to have more artists to have an opportunity to perform, you know what I mean? So that's what we want to, like, our concerts are like none of the artists pay. We don't charge them to perform. So we just give the opportunity to artists to perform their songs. If they're beginners or advanced or whatever, like we would like to give the opportunity. So I feel like making it a festival and starting earlier, it gives opportunity not for us, but for them, for more artists to have that
For
stage.
everyone to come up.
Is it gonna be in Monrovia again? Like the
Oh, this
last
one's
one?
gonna be Pandora. Close by.
Ooh, by the mountains.
Ooh, all right, bougie.
But yeah.
GMR.
I'm gonna wear my nice socks.
Yes. PDC
PDC
socks.
Well,
Gotta rub 'em out.
Little teaser for you.
and we're talking about it. He did invite me to pop up at the pop-up shop.
Yeah.
So Malays will be there, and Professional Drinkers Club will be there. So we'll have a nice little booth over there. Mad excited for this. Last concert was pretty damn good, except for the cops pulling up and all that
Yeah.
shit that was going on.
Yeah, they're bitching.
Came like two times.
I came like 4
Three?
times.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm mad excited for this just because like it was really fucking cool to see that you guys could control a crowd the way you guys did, And then when you guys made me go up there and talk, I was like fucking hella nervous. But
I made you do that.
it's crazy how you're
How many
following.
beers were in you?
Yeah. Do you drink before performance? Like,
Nah,
are you
I'm
really
sober. I'm sober.
Hennessy.
Sober as a gopher.
Pretty full over.
Hennessy.
I probably will forget lyrics or some shit like that. I don't want to
Okay.
risk it.
You think so?
But, yeah.
Have you ever?
I mean, I can honestly probably take a shot, but I can't drink and
Yeah.
or
act a fool.
yeah, I have to
I
be
feel you.
sober during my performances.
good.
Yeah.
Some artists get fucked up.
Do you get nervous when you see like family there, like your mom, your dad?
No.
It's more encouraging.
Because they're the first ones to support, so I'm not get nervous around them.
No.
Family comes first, food, like Dom says.
Nah, but it was a pleasure having you here today.
Yeah, really.
Um,
Thank you for coming.
You've been like a brother to me. Like I've really seen you guys blow up. Like I've seen you guys, you and Eduardo, and then eventually when it came time for it, Jay. I've seen you guys do your shit, and from my perspective, from when you guys first started to where you guys are now, big difference. Like I'll listen to your shit on a regular basis now, and it's not to hate. You know what I'm saying? I never hated on them. I never thought their shit was whack. But you understand when someone supports you out of love to when somebody really fucks with your shit. And I felt like I've came that way. Like, especially with your music. Like, your last song was fucking ridiculous. Same thing as Speed, Mimosas, all the shit. And then we're hyped for Jay with the whole Tokyo shit, which is supposed to drop tomorrow, right?
Tomorrow.
So, all three of you guys, from when you guys first started to where you guys are at right now, ridiculous. Like, and I wish you guys nothing but the best. and you know whatever I could do for you guys, whatever the podcast could do for you guys. You know, we're here for you guys. So it was a pleasure, and you know you're like a brother to me. So I'm so glad that you were here. And even the whole setup, and you guys don't notice on the video, it was him.
Mhm.
So you know, like
Changing
I'll give him, I'll give him the whole credit. Like
Woo!
he was involved in the whole thing from like point A to point Z. You know.
Yeah.
So I'm mad excited for that. I'm mad excited for the concert, which we're gonna be at, and you guys gotta buy your
We're all gonna
PDC.
be there.
Um,
Show up in your PDC gear.
yeah. PDC
Ooh.
drops next
Come on,
fucking
shout out to
Friday.
Saxo,
PDC drops next Friday.
Just-
Hey,
show right there, that camera right there.
But we got the PDC dropping. We got the socks. We got the 2 polos, 4 different style hats, and we got women's gear for the women. That shit's gonna be fire. But
Get your orders in.
and then last but not least, happy birthday to our boy Craig, part of the podcast.
Yeah. Happy birthday, Craig.
He turns 28 today, you know. It's not a light number. He already feels old as it is. So if you see him, wish him a happy 22nd, because you know 28 ain't not a light number.
25.
He turned 28. He lied.
Wish him
But, hey,
22.
if you see him,
That's
just
2.5
run up and
decades.
jab him.
Damn.
But it was a great podcast. This guy pulled up with the dress clothes and the Jordans.
Man,
My
I'm
boy
wearing
over
slacks,
here.
never slacking.
Last question. What's next? What's the last song before we end the podcast? Next fucking song.
Next
We
project.
gotta have a fucking song.
Brothers and Berettas. It's gonna drop.
When?
Shit, I don't even know. Within 2 weeks before the concert for sure though.
Before the concert? Alright, so stay tuned for his next song.
Who's on the track?
Poetic G and T3K. So shout out them, man.
Nice.
And that's another song I've been holding for almost 1.5 years now. So that's what I was talking about earlier. Like it finally sit in with me. Like okay, I'm gonna drop it now. So I'm excited for that one.
Thank you for being on the podcast, brother.
Yeah, bro. Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Shout out my legs, man. Shout out the podcast. Shout out to you guys.
LA native.
October 22nd, the show Into the Void.
LA
Let's
natives.
LA.
go.
We're out. We're right out.